Alright folks, Lawrence here. I'm bringing you more remote dual locals from Core TCG in California this time around. And I do want to issue an immediate apology to those guys. I think I might have been a little rude, and if I was, I apologize. I was, the time zones, I was getting late at night for me, and admittedly I was getting kind of cranky. A lot of my opponents kept having connection issues. A lot of them did not know cards, and we had to spend like 15 minutes just talking to explain, hey, this is what Toon Kingdom does, this is what your cards do. And I think I was starting to get a bit jerkish there, and I do apologize for that. I didn't mean to. So we will go ahead and get into this remote dual local. I start with, in my opening hand, an Ash Blossom, 2 Harpy Ladies, a Page Flip, and a Black Stone of Legend. He is running heroes, I am running Toons. Let's get it going. Here we go. And like I said, there was connection difficulty on his and most of the people I played with that night, so that was not a fun experience. But I got the high roll, and I'm going to take first. And like I said, we start with Ash, 2 Harpies, a Page Flip, and a Black Stone of Legend. There's not really a whole lot I can do with that. The best I can really do is I can get rid of the Black Stone of Legend and summon up a Red Eyes Toon. Now I did do better in these remote duels with special summoning all my guys in defense mode. See, most of the Toons can't attack the turn they're summoned, and if you leave them in attack mode, a lot of decks nowadays, if they're not running 15 negates, they're running instant Okos, or what? I keep saying Okos because I'm thinking Pokemon, but you know what I mean. It's the idea that they're gonna win that turn. So they can do this through Vision Hero Trinity. They can do this through Boral Sword. There's a lot of things they can do it to, and if I have a monster in attack position, even if it can't die through Toon Kingdom, I mean, I'm just opening myself up to get one shot at that turn. So that was something that I was doing better. I was placing cards in defense mode. There's nothing else I can really do that turn, so we're going to pass to him. And that is outside influence in my daggone video. They were doing that all night as well, and especially whenever I was trying to play the game. I don't know who these people are, but they were just out there revving their, I don't know, engines, motorcycles, whatever the heck they were doing. Ticking me off too. Like, there was yesterday night for remote duels was just not a good night. And I'm not in it, and honestly, it had nothing to do with my actual gameplay. Now, don't get me wrong, I did not do very well, but a lot of extra factors were just tilting me really hard. So he's going to try and use that effect. I believe he's going to try and get a search or a special summon. I don't remember a lot of the heroes, but I do Ash Blossom it. Now he's trying to decide what he wants to do, and like I said, a lot of bad connection issues on his part. Like, you can see his hand right there. Like, everything is just super laggy, and I'm complaining about it still, and I really shouldn't, because you know it's not a big deal, but it was frustrating where I was just like, come on, man. Yeah, he's gonna link those two away. Or not. This was another just pet peeve of mine that I was having. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand you gotta think about what you gotta do, but you don't have to spend 10 minutes thinking about what you gotta do. Oh, I'm sounding like a jerk again. See, this is what I was talking about. I apologize again. So he uses Fusion Destiny, and it's pretty much an archetypal fusion card. He gets to fuse using monsters from his deck. He throws them into the graveyard immediately. This is where I was starting to get really worried. And like I said, I had to read his stuff. This is where I was starting to get really worried that he was about to do, like, I don't know, Vision Hero Trinity or something. But what he ends up going for is, was it Dark Hero or Elemental Hero Dystopia? It's one of the two. I forget what it's called. It's either Elemental Hero or Dark Hero. It's one of the two. Yeah, Dystopia. Now what Dystopia does is he banishes a card from his graveyard, and he does burn damage with it. And there he goes again, just taking some time to carefully read everything. And again, I'm sounding like a jerk here. And that's fine, you read everything, but you're on a time limit, is what bugs me about this. And you don't have to give me everything word for word unless it's something very particular. Just give me, this is like my PSA for this, just give me the cliff notes. Like, okay, it burns me for some damage after I do this, and it gains attack. That's all you gotta tell me. Alright, we're good. Does it have any protection? No. Does it have any negates? No. Alright, that's all I care. Here we go. Yeah, take your time, go to the bathroom here, folks. Picks it up again. And I'm gonna keep talking about it because I'm gonna keep hammering myself because I know I shouldn't be upset because it's trivial to be even moderately upset about, but it was just frustrating because this particular round went to time. And if I had one more turn, I would have been able to do the direct damage necessary to win. So I'll be honest with you, I am pretty salty about this loss because, yeah, oh, Jesus Christ. And I'm not saying he did any of this intentionally, but if he did just pick up the pace with his turns, I would have had the time to get my direct damage in. But anyway, I drew Pot of Greed on that turn. Because it is my turn again. Not Pot of Greed, Pot of Extravagance. I drew Pot of Extravagance. Played Pot of Extravagance, obviously, because all I got is at this point, I believe, a Harpy Lady in my hand. I draw the Toon Blackluster Soldier and the Card of Demise. Now, what Card of Demise does is it's really cool, and I'll wait until I actually play it to explain it, but it's a tech option I threw in there. It's a one of. You're only allowed to have one of them in your deck. It's limited, but I thought it was worth it. It came in pretty clutch. So there go the two Harpy Ladies. I can special summon Blackluster Soldier. because I attributed monsters that level equal up to 8. And now I can use Card of Demise. So Card of Demise, I draw cards until I have 3 in my hand. And it's pretty much you use them or you lose them. And then you can't special summon the turn you're supposed to use it. Now this is also another thing, and I did not get caught on this turn, because I should not have been able to play Card of Demise there, because you cannot special summon the turn you use it. So that was another error on my part. It didn't get caught on this game, but it did get caught on another game. And the reason I threw Card of Demise in there is, generally speaking, I am special summoning all my monsters, but once they're already on the board, that's pretty much it. They stay there. So this is where I get Toon Kingdom out. And this is where I get Toon Table of Contents, and I grab Toon Terror. So like I said, that was a pretty huge error on my part. Like I said, I should not have been able to use Card of Demise after special summoning my Blackluster Soldier. We didn't catch it this game. It got caught whenever I played a more experienced player, and he was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. And I was like, oh, snap. But now we have it does definitely swing the tide of this battle, but I believe he still wins the first game. If I remember correctly. And I am recording the commentary for this game the following morning. And here I'm having to explain what Toon Kingdom does, and it's simple. You try to destroy one of my Toons, I can banish a card. You can't target any of my Toons either. It's very simple protection. And I'll be honest, I don't even remember what we're talking about at this point. I think he was just getting clarification on Toons and what he could and couldn't do to them. And that's the thing. Like, I understand Toons are not common, but they're popular. So I always assumed just everyone knew what they did. So he had a monster effect that would have let him destroy Toon Kingdom. Now, when you try to destroy Toon Kingdom, I can banish Toon Bookmark from my graveyard, and thus save the Toon Kingdom. Blackluster Soldier has a banish effect, which is what I targeted his Dystopia with, but if you use that effect, you can't attack that turn. Also, because of Card of Demise, again, we misplayed it, and I want to make that clear, we did error in that, but because of Card of Demise, that other Blackluster Soldier goes to the graveyard. There we go, and it's still just taking time. He sets one. Activates his effect. So what Celestial does is, if he doesn't have any cards in hand, he can banish it from the graveyard and draw 2. Simple enough. Now, being that he has to have no cards in hand in order to use it, we can Toon Terror that. Toon Terror is the Omni Negate for the archetype, as long as you have Toon World and a Toon Monster in play. Obviously, if he doesn't have any cards in his hand, I don't want him to have anything. So everything was negated. And here we were just kind of chit-chatting, okay, hey, so if he negate and destroyed it, does it go to the graveyard? And it was like, no, because it has to banish for cost. So it didn't get to destroy it, but it still negated it. Goes into Cross Hero, the elemental hero Link monster. And like I said, it was more just taking time and thinking, like taking a lot of time to think about what he was gonna do. And so again, I'm sorry to keep harping on it, and you can roast me in the comments justifiably for it, but it still was irritating the crap out of me, because I'm just like, come on, we're on a time schedule. Like, you gotta push this stuff out as fast as possible. Alright, and he's letting my turn go. At the end of his turn, I use Toon Page Flip. What Toon Page Flip does, it's basically Bingo Machine Go for Toons, but instead of adding it to your hand, it special summons it. So, 3 Toons, different names, and by random chance, which one of them gets special summoned, the rest of them go to the deck. So number 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we get Blackluster Soldier out. That's the best play I could have gotten, because I want to have that extra damage. And then, of course, I drew for my turn, and that was a Toon Terror. So we're going to set that. We're going to attack him directly. It is not enough to kill, and because of that, I've been mulling about putting Toon Rollback in my deck. And what Toon Rollback does is you pick a Toon monster, it gets to attack twice. And that would have clinched out the game right there. Of course, as I've mentioned, and as I'm sure you saw, Card of Demise wouldn't have allowed me to special summon the Blackluster Soldier. So I'll call myself out on that. I will call myself out on the good and the bad. So, like, I didn't intentionally cheat, it's just we misplayed a card and no one caught it. But I guess I technically did cheat right there. That is the downside to playing this without the computer telling you what you can and cannot do. But, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh is a pretty complicated game, and there's a lot of lawyer sharking, rule sharking the game. So this guy's gonna spend about another 5 minutes deliberating on what he wants to do. He summons Stratos. Now Stratos has 2 abilities. It's either gonna search or it's gonna destroy back row. Either way, I didn't want him to do either one. So we're gonna Toon Terror, and that was his normal summon right there. It negates and destroys the elemental hero Stratos. Now what he does is he chains it with the mask change. Now, this was another thing, because I'm actually going to look up the Toon Terror card right now, because I think this was another misplay this time on his part, and I don't want to talk out of my butt. Toon Terror is a counter trap. He should not have been allowed to play the mask change on that turn. I just wanted I actually went through my deck and double-checked that. That's what you heard me shuffling around for. Now, his card right there did pop the Toon Kingdom. I'd had no more protection for it. But, yeah. The way spell speeds work, so Mask Change is a spell speed 2, and Toon Terror is a spell speed 3. You cannot respond to a spell speed 3 with a spell speed 2. So he should not have been able to use the Mask Change, but that's, again, I didn't catch that, so there was a lot of just errors in play in general, and that's kind of why I wanted to showcase this one, because you gotta be able to catch this stuff. Like, this game, like, either way, it should just been completely different. Like, we both made two major misplays with the cards that drastically swung things around. Mine was Card of Demise, that let me special summon a Blackluster Soldier to protect my board, and his was the Mask Change, which let him get that Fusion Elemental Hero on the board, which let him get rid of Toon Kingdom. So it kind of just all in how you want to look at it. Now, you could kind of maybe say 2 wrongs make a right, however you want to look at it. And as I said, he does win this turn, because he's going to get that guy out. He's going to boost up 600 attack points on all of his guys. He's going to be just high enough to out-damage the Blackluster Soldiers. He's going to kill them both, and he's going to take out my remaining life. And right now, we're just figuring out math. Alright, we're just figuring out math, trying to see what happens. And even like I said, this part was slow, because again, I'm really trying not to be a jerk about it, but he's trying to figure out, okay, do I have enough damage for X, Y, and Z? Can I do this? And I'm like, look, do you have this cap of damage? Then yes, you're good, you win. And I don't know, I'm really not trying to be a jerk about it, and I'll apologize again, because I think I'm coming off as a bit of an a-hole. But it pretty much up until the last game I played at Core TCG yesterday was just a frustrating experience with. And it's weird to say that too, because it was everything I could have asked for. Like, because it was a variety of decks. There were no meta decks that I played against, except for a guy playing Dinosaurs who clearly didn't know what he was doing with them. I mean, the guy played a double evolution pill and summoned Pankratops instead of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Like, yeah, so there was a lot of stuff where I'm just like, because what I played against? I played against heroes first, then I played against an archetype I've never even knew existed, Onomatopoeias, I think is what they were. It was all like the ga-ga-ga, go-go-go, zoo-zoo-zoo, whatever guys. And that was really interesting. I mean, the game didn't last long, but, it was really interesting. Third round was against Buster Bladers, and that was really cool. And that was one of those games where, like, he just happened to have everything he needed to stop me, it was like an unintentional deck counter, because he didn't destroy anything, he banished everything. And I was like, dang, how do I get around that? I have no banishment protection. Let me go ahead and stop this right here. So, yeah, and then 4th round was against the Dinosaurs, I told you about, and then the 5th round was against like a zombie Eldlitch deck, and I know Eldlitch was meta, but I never played against it. I missed that because I didn't know about the remote duels and everything, so I missed that whole block of tournament play. But yeah, it's just like a lot of extenuating circumstances, noise going on outside, people dropping in and taking up screen space when I'm trying to record, which is why, as you can see right here, it actually does go about 30 minutes farther, because it's the whole round of the tournament. but I just was, but people kept popping in and spreading the screens out, and it just wasn't a good recording experience. And I can't get mad at that because I don't have a sign up saying don't come in because I'm recording. They're allowed to come in, and I just kind of gotta hope people don't if I want to get good footage. And like I said, connections were terrible. Like people kept saying, well, I can't hear what you're saying, and trying to play through cards and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to spread salt, but I think I am unintentionally. Like, I'm not trying to sound mean, but it was one of those days, and I do from the pits of my soul apologize for my behavior. Even in this video, I'm not coming off as friendly as I like to be. So, all that being said, I think this is a good video to watch, though, just in terms of the misplays that both of us made. There were two huge ones, my card of demise and his mass change. We shouldn't have been able to do either one of them. But, yeah, that's about all I got for y'all today. Y'all have a great day. Be excellent to each other. Go out, volunteer in your neighborhood, and just have a good one.